Now that Marvel Rivals has been released for more than 6 months, I think it released around December of 2024. What are my thoughts? I actually played the game when it first released,
Played these games before!
but I haven't been playing it for a few months and I decided to download it again to give it a try. I wanted to make this video to kind of like give a simple comparison between the game, and I'll be only focusing on like the gameplay. So the biggest difference between Overwatch and Marvel Rivals, aside from like first person, third person, is definitely the pacing of the game. So with like Overwatch, right, you kind of poke the enemy, you kind of fight from a distance a little bit, and then you go for like a team battle, a team brawl. And after that, one team loses, and then you start the loop again. But for Marvel Rivals, it feels, at least to me, it's always a team fight constantly. You get into more team fights depending on how you like the game. At least for me, I like it more slow paced, so I prefer Overwatch kind of pacing more than Marvel Rivals. The second difference I noticed is, at least from the support perspective, because I play a lot of support in Overwatch, support in Marvel Rivals kind of feel, I don't know if this is the right way of saying it, but I feel like it feels a little bit unimpactful, or maybe it should be like that because a lot of people complain that support are too impactful in Overwatch. But I feel like in Marvel Rivals, support are just, you do a little bit damage and you do heals. I can't really affect the game. I can't turn the tide. I can't do much. At least when I play like Mantis, or I mean Adam Warlock, I guess you can like kind of revive everyone. But from a Overwatch player, like I like to play Lucio, I like to play Ana, and I feel like I have more agency in Overwatch. Like I can kind of like turn the tide. I can kind of like bring impact to the game. But in Marvel Rivals, it often feels like I don't really affect the outcome. It's like even if I did like a good ult, I don't feel the impact. When I use Mantis ult, I don't really feel the impact. And I never really noticed it until I actually compared them, and I feel like Overwatch really nailed the support role. I feel like when I play support in Overwatch, I really do feel like I'm actively changing the game, or like actively affecting the game. But in like Marvel Rivals, I just feel like I'm just a heal bot. And then my third point, some slight differences, like for example in Marvel Rivals, you don't really have to escort the payload. The payload will move by itself once you capture the payload. I like that feature, to be honest. I wish Overwatch had that. But at the same time, I kind of understand why Overwatch doesn't want to do that, because I guess it's been around for so long. Changing that would make it feel weird. However, I still kind of like the Marvel Rivals kind of method more, because to just stay around the payload is kind of boring. The way Marvel Rivals do it, where you capture it and then after capturing it, it will just move by itself and you can just go ahead and fight. I like that more. But on the contrary, I like how Overwatch handles like passive heals. And I think this links back to like the support role in Marvel Rivals, because everybody in the game relies on like other health pack or supports to heal them in Marvel Rivals. It puts so much pressure on the support to heal. That's why you feel a little bit more of a heal bot in Marvel Rivals compared to Overwatch. I feel like maybe Marvel Rivals can implement that. I think it helps a lot, because at least for me, I feel like it's kind of annoying. Even when I play DPS, it's also kind of annoying, because I really need to find like the health pack and the support to heal me whenever I play Marvel Rivals. I don't know. At least that's my point. Role queue. Overwatch has role queue, and obviously Marvel Rivals doesn't have role queue. But at least how I observe it, there are still people playing like supports and tanks, so it's not everybody just playing damage role. Marvel Rivals probably don't really need role queue as far as I know, because throughout the games there are people filling up the role. So role queue wise, I feel like Overwatch needs it, funny enough. Supports have more impact in Overwatch compared to Marvel Rivals, but then people are more willing to play support in Marvel Rivals. I don't know. So maybe my point is invalid in that case. I still feel that support feels more impactful in Overwatch. So I don't know. I don't know how this works. Overall, like if we compare the gameplay, I feel like both are really good, really solid hero shooter. But my biggest problem with Marvel Rivals, from a support perspective, right, is that, like I mentioned before, support doesn't feel impactful. Secondly, I feel like support don't really have that much of mobility. You take Adam Warlock, you take like Mantis. I guess Mantis have a passive that makes her run faster. You take Cloak and Dagger, they don't really have movement. And I know there are support in Overwatch that doesn't have movement, but for some reason I feel like it affects me more in Marvel Rivals compared to Overwatch, because Marvel Rivals is such a fast-paced game, and when you don't have movement to maneuver around the field, you just feel like a sitting duck. I, I guess Marvel Rivals to me feels a little bit too chaotic. I know this is very ironic coming from Overwatch, but I feel like it is really chaotic, and sometimes it's like you don't even know what's happening. Is it because there's more people, because like 6v6 compared to 5v5? Maybe. But also I guess because each characters have more abilities. And I feel like Marvel Rivals also do better melee characters. Overwatch, not so much. I think, I guess Brigitta and Doomfist is pretty good. But overall, there are more melee characters, and I feel like Marvel Rivals nailed it better. So in the end, which one I think is better, Overwatch or Marvel Rivals? I think both are pretty good. Yeah, I know it's like a cop-out answer, but I think both are pretty good. And if you enjoy both of it, you can play both of it. If you enjoy one of it, then just play one of it. I don't think there is an issue there. I don't think we as a community need to argue about that. I feel like the Marvel Rivals community and the Overwatch community definitely benefits from the competition between these two games, because look at Apex Legends. EA do not care about Apex Legends because they know they are the only one in the market providing a BR, a battle royale hero shooter. In the end, both are great. Both have different art styles, so depending on what art style you like, both have different pace. Overwatch is slower, Marvel Rivals is faster. Overwatch has slightly more game mode. If you want something more competitive focused, not much of game mode, definitely Marvel Rivals. So in the end, both games are great. I have nothing to complain about. But me personally, I prefer Overwatch a little bit more. But yeah, that's it from me. Simple, and it's not even an analysis, it's just pointing out how I feel. I hope both of the games continue to be good. That's all from me.